Sound check, 1, 2.
This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield, Ryan Beckman, and Chris Goss.
Well, not really. It is the 730.
Oh, good gosh.
Whoa.
It's February
Chris.
25th.
Oh, is that Chris Goss over there? No, that's my mother. Mother. What are you doing? She's going to take on the... She's a huge fan of Chris Goss. I tell you. Like, she even sent him
He's like a son I never met.
Yeah. Well, one day, and probably early March. We'll talk more about that coming up. But, yeah, this is kind of like my worst nightmare, it could be. But I think it's going to give a lot of insight to just how women are doing in recovery. Some in recovery, some been around recovery. Some had a son who put her through hell just to prove that she's strong enough. Yep, that was you, Mom. And, excuse you, I had to hit her with the whole... I'm never borrowing money from you again if you keep pulling that stuff. Hit you with that today, like face to face, and
You taught me.
Yeah, I was proud of you how you handled that. You really, I could tell it hurt you. I could. You're like, not gonna borrow money from me, and like I saw you like tear up a little bit. And it was not tears of joy; it was tears of.
Are you going to keep introducing us? Or?
Yeah. So welcome to the 217 Recovery Podcast. My name is Corey Winfield. Ryan Beckman, Chris Goss, not here tonight. But my mother, Sandy, who just spoke, she is going to be on the podcast tonight. And I'm just going to, once I get done with introductions, pretty much just step out of the room. And this is going to be 3 women that are in my life talking about whatever they talk about. Hopefully not Corey bashing, and hopefully keeping it on point. Kylie, I'm going to put you on task for that. Kylie is also the social media director. Kylie is my sister.
I'm not very good at social media.
No. Well, see, Chris says you just need to, and Chris knows social media because he watches a lot of it and looks at a lot of it. He said you just need more pictures with 217 gear.
I know, but I ask you guys for pictures and you never send me any.
Because we don't know how to do them. We
working.
suck at so that's
Just
why.
take pictures of you doing the podcast.
Nobody wants to
Just
see
sitting
that.
around. They do want to see that.
Let's finish the introductions.
All right.
You
Yes,
haven't
Mother.
introduced the most important person
And then my
in charge of them.
lovely girlfriend, Marnie. Aww. Hey, girl.
Hey, that was a good introduction. I'll take that.
Oh. I got this. Should we do this podcast about the one that I wanted to do? About my public service announcements?
Yes, let's do that.
Yes, I never heard about it.
No, it was about... I will do that one day, though, and it'll save men from pain.
Can you give a little preview?
How'd you
a
do
little
the man
hint.
shit from over there? Oh, with your
With my mouse.
the mouse. I
Did
gotcha.
you just swear on the podcast, Mom?
No, I was just repeating.
Sandra
what-
D.
Oh,
He doesn't...
that man shit.
You
That's
no,
right.
listen.
I was just going to say that was Tyrone.
See, he doesn't say it.
I realize that now.
Sandra
But it's funny when he
D.
has the
came
MFer in there, too, like in real life. Like, it's... MFer.
Samuel L. Jackson.
No, Tyrone. All right. So I'm going to bounce, and the women will take over. You got Marnie, Sandy, and Kylie. And this should be a pretty good podcast. So
That's a relief because at least I
have
know when I
faith.
accidentally cough, I'm not going to get yelled at.
All right.
Oh, now we got to talk.
Yes.
Good deal. Take it away, Sandy.
Oh gosh, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah,
I had a really-
should have come up with something
A
actually.
lot of surprises, but I really was very pleasantly introduced to someone new in all of our lives, and Corey's love and interest or girlfriend,
We'll
Marnie.
go with that. I hope.
Actually, I've had a premonition about the two of them for a while now, but I got to meet her, and very lovely time, very lovely lady, and a very lovely woman, and gotten to know her very well. I don't know if you want to qualify it as very well, but it seems like we've gotten to know each other
I think
really
so.
well. Anybody that looks into my cupboards or my refrigerator We're bonded.
Right.
You're not getting out. You're stuck. You're trapped. But no, very excited, very happy to get to meet Marnie.
Me too.
And very happy that she's in Corey's life.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was a little anxious,
And that's
coming
normal.
here.
I mean, I think everybody, when the
Yeah.
first time you meet.
Oh, yeah, especially if they matter.
Right.
I
That's
think,
true.
That's a given. But I mean, even more so because it's been a minute even since Corey's really kind of like even said anything about it on the podcast in general. So, which I don't, I had no, issues about that. Like,
Well,
let him
he's
take his
hiding it.
time, what have
Hiding
you.
it
We were
from
still
me.
figuring out what we were for a long time. So, it's good. It's just, a day at a time, just like recovery, and figure things out,
Right. Relationships
calmly
are
and-
like
oh,
that.
yeah. So, anyway, but when I was so comfortable, and I mean, I was so excited to meet all of you. I mean, he's kind of. Are we allowed to do this? Just like talk about him because he's gone? I mean, I think I'm kind of
Oh.
going to get a little bit of revenge here. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
deserve
go,
that
ladies.
Because you know what? I'm not going to
Because-
lie. When you're sitting somewhere and you're listening to this and you're like miles and miles away and there's nothing you can do about it, you can't defend yourself. And we were talking about his voice imitations, which are completely not right.
No.
He's so dramatic.
But
Yes,
she kind of
he is
learned where
so
he got his
dramatic.
voices from. Though.
Yeah, that's a little that's hands
Yeah.
down, but that's not so much a bad thing necessarily. It's just he takes it a little too far sometimes.
I
And I'm
know.
like, I do not sound like that, and I did not say those words. But
Oh,
I'm like,
I'll
you do
agree with
realize you
you
have
on that.
every single listener thinking that I'm this like controlling. Oh yeah, and that I want them dead.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to touch on that and the nurse Marnie
I
position
know.
that I was in charge of here,
The what?
being the nurse.
Yeah.
For his,
Yeah, and then this morning you saved his life.
yes.
Did you
exactly.
see the?
She got his
YouTube?
neck taken care of.
As
Oh,
much
part
as
of the
possible
way.
for a
You make
minute.
that sound like
Yeah.
the dirty guys when they're talking.
Oh yeah, I got to
Premonition.
wake up at 7 this morning to a
Oh,
pimple popping video from
Oh yeah,
Corey
you got to see that too.
of his big old golf ball
I was
on
like
his
at
neck.
6:15. I wonder if he sent it to Chris.
I'm sure he did.
Chris probably is one that didn't even get grossed out over it.
I know. I mean,
Because
who
he
wouldn't
can
want to
handle
wake
it,
up
sounds
to
like.
like?
I know.
But it really was like the show.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding
It
you.
was.
Oh, I've never. It's like the first time that even flashed in front of my screen whenever I first learned of it by accident. It's like, oh, turn that off. It's like I
People are,
couldn't change
like,
the channel
totally-
fast
now we know
enough.
how to torture
They're
my mom.
fascinated with it. Like I don't know what it is. It seems like just every
Well, like I
person.
told you, ever since I saw the couple at amusement park in a line, and the lady was just so lovingly picking the man's pimples, and they were
Oh.
hugging and kissing, and then she would pick his pimples, and he had the tank top on, and then
Oh,
it's
that's
like
love.
it was so gross, and we were like standing behind him, and I don't even know this man watching it. It's like, ugh. I think we're at Cedar Point or somewhere. It's been so long ago, but ever since then, it's like. I don't know
Yeah.
if I love anybody that much.
And that's when
You know.
I said, Sandy, you're gonna get the next round of the
She told me
caretaking
that
for
this
his
morning
neck.
that it was my
She says,
turn.
No, I'm not gonna. And then she said, I would never do that, or I wouldn't even do that unless it was my own child. And I said, Sandy,
Yeah, she had to
it
remind
is your
me.
child.
I know. As soon as I said that, I knew I was in trouble. I'm like, oh, crap. He is my child. But then I requalified it to my grandchildren.
Oh,
If it was
You
to
mean
save
as
their
a
life.
child.
If they were going to live fine without me doing that, well, sorry, you're just going to have a pimple on your neck, Austin.
oh,
But
She's saying she would take that.
but if it was to save his
She'd
life,
take care of it if it was like a child, but not a grown
and a
adult.
child.
but it has to
yeah.
be a very
Child
related
form.
child. It
Okay.
has to be very
Child
related
form.
to me.
Very particular.
Not just some
about-
random person's.
Well, you have to
kid.
kind of look at it as like, would they do it for me?
Yeah,
No,
Probably
that's
I
true.
don't know.
not.
I mean, it's kind of. I don't
Well,
know.
I don't know. Some random child would pop my pimple? Maybe.
I mean, Corey's
Should we
not
go do a
random to
test?
me, and
on
he, I was trying to
get picked
I mean,
up by
it
the
needed
police.
to be taken care of. So yes, all of those cold-hearted comments that he says about me not caring, and
Oh,
I do.
when you were doing that, I'm like,
I
how could
do.
you? I was mostly watching just to see how you could handle keeping on
yeah.
doing that. I saw in the bathroom there was like something bloody in there when I.
Oh yeah, it was like it was.
But I
pretty
didn't know where it
interesting.
came
He's got
from.
it posted on. He's got it on YouTube. But
Oh, yeah.
it truly is like the show. You know.
Oh, I bet Chris would have wanted to be there.
Oh,
Well, there's probably, Chris, if you're listening to this, there are probably more, there's more in there that they can do it again and repeat when they see you next time.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he's all
Or
yours,
maybe
boys.
Corey will give you a turn. That didn't sound quite right, but.
All right. Well, let's do this. Now that Corey's gone, we can talk about, since we're all here, you know. Well, me being also a fellow alcoholic in recovery, I can say, being an alcoholic, and the people who love them.
Aw.
Aw.
Yes.
So you guys can start with some Corey stories.
About when he's drinking, or just
I don't
being
know.
Corey?
I guess maybe how you feel he's changed, possibly. Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously,
Right.
have way more of experience, and I have no experience knowing Corey.
Kylie's
when
probably
he's been
always known Corey like that.
drinking.
Yeah.
So
He's become softer now that he's been sober for
And I've known this
a
Corey
responsible
before.
like, and I know he's not gonna go and run and hide and drink and possibly die.
because that's what you were thinking.
Yeah,
For the longest time.
Yeah, there was
Like,
at one
what's
point
next?
I actually like grieved his death because there was this thing out that this man in a river, St. Joseph River, died and he wasn't identified. And at that time, Corey was severely suicidal when he would drink, and we hadn't heard from him in 3 days. And this river was like right in the next town over from where he lived. And
Goes to
I
Buchanan.
called the police station, and I just remember they said, "Does he have any identifying marks?" And that was just like, holy shit. And that was so scary.
real.
And I just
Yeah.
remember like grieving his death.
Yeah, I think that's when it got, because remember last night, Marnie and I had long talks. We kept teasing that we should have been doing a podcast.
I know.
This would have been a great podcast. But for the longest time when he first moved back, Travis and Kylie were very, they turned, I don't want to say, how would you say it, where they were very angry with him. Especially Travis.
Well-
He kind of still hasn't gotten over it, but Travis has the theory of just stop drinking. You know,
Travis
what's the
is
problem?
hard-headed.
That's very common. It's very common.
But
I mean,
Kylie,
people-
for her, what her thing was, she saw how much it hurt me, and that's where she would,
Well, I could
come
relate
in.
to you.
at
that
as
point.
being a mother, because I think it got real for her when I was saying Corey was just like Aiden. He was just like Ian. You know,
No,
he was my
it
little
didn't.
baby like
Yeah,
that.
I know. It was already real for me before
Right,
just
but I
having
mean,
Austin.
When you could relate to me, like
Yeah.
I would say you would never think that Aiden or Ian are going to grow up and
no,
live that
Yeah,
life.
nobody wants to.
I just
And that was
yeah.
how Corey was just as normal as they are, as a little child, and sweet and cute. And
And then I think it changed for me when I realized it wasn't necessarily a choice, and I actually like accepted in my heart that it's not a choice he's making. It's not simple as that. He's got issues and his heart and his soul and his body is so dependent.
And they say that alcoholics or addicts, put it that way, are. I need to get rid of this in my mouth. I'm sorry.
I'm just so glad he made it out because we've buried friends due to addiction
Yeah,
and
friend
overdosed, and
Kylie had a
that's
friend.
just the hardest thing. And then being able to experience that, and then with Corey, I just knew I could not let him go and just let him die. And then especially knowing that I didn't do all I